Aaron, thanks for taking the time to chat. There's not long before training begins. It's the last full training day today. Just tell us what's been your overview of the camp. How pleased have you been with the work that's taken on?
Yeah, I've been really pleased with the work so far. Yeah, that's the main emphasis, is getting the work into the boys' legs, with adding some detail around that. But yeah, they've worked really hard. So I've been really pleased with the way things have gone this week so far. Yeah, we've got a couple more days to go before we finish the week here, but yeah, can't fault the players' effort so far.
When you're planning out, when you come into the job and you're planning out what pre-season looks like, I imagine that each week is working more intensely on getting ready for the start of the season. Where did this week fit in, and what were you trying to get across in this week in Spain?
Yeah, well, this week's very important for us to get that work into the boys. You know, for the first few weeks of pre-season, it's about increasing that load and the demands on them, from a physical perspective. But then, coming into the season, then you may taper down a little bit then. So this is definitely right in the thick of things where the boys have to work.
There's also an opportunity this week to go into some of the more specific things for the players, working with the strikers, working with the midfielders, working with the defenders as well. What are you trying to get across in those instances? I hear a lot about details and I hear a lot about habits, so tell us just a bit about the importance of that.
I think overall we're going to play with structure. It's really important for us to play with structure, to give us control in games, and then these little bits of detail around that then and the habits and the behaviours. This is what makes a difference then in giving you that structure, but then being able to perform in them roles and things as well, with and without the ball. I mean, it works hand in hand. So really important for us to nail that bits of detail in order for us to go and express ourselves on the pitch.
You've been in so many of these pre-season camps as a player. Just tell us about the importance of them. You're talking there about the work going on in the grass behind us, but also I'm thinking about just having everyone together for a week and what that can do for a group.
Oh, it's amazing. I think this is where you really build connections, and that's going to be really important for us to do that. As myself and my staff have just recently come in, so for us to be around the staff and the players here is important, and yeah, connections between us, players, the fans, all of this is going to be really important this season. So this is a great opportunity this week to really work on that on the pitch and off the pitch.
We'll return back to the camp in a moment, but want to touch on a couple of players who aren't here, one being Frankie Kent, who's unfortunately had quite a serious injury, and one being Stan Mills, who's been away ill this week. Can you just explain for both of those players their absence?
Yeah, we're really gutted about Frankie's situation, obviously what he's had to go through so far, and yeah, really positive character, really excited to work with him, but sometimes these things happen in football, but we're right behind him. We'll stand by him through this difficult time, and I'm sure he'll be back before we know it. And Stan, had an illness earlier on in the week, so yeah, the doc's been monitoring that back at home, and yeah, we feel like it's best now that he gains a little bit of fitness back there, but I'm excited for him to rejoin the group now on Monday.
Another thing we should mention, Anne, if it's okay with you, is the news around the embargo. And what conversations have you had with people inside the club, and how did you bring it forward when discussing it with the group of lads to make sure that we're all pushing forward in the right direction?
Yeah, first of all, I can empathise with the fans, the frustration and things in that situation, and maybe not having that clarity. But from my perspective, nothing changes from my side. I came here to work with this group of players, really excited to work with this group of players. And the way that I work and my staff work, I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement as well. So yeah, we're fully committed to this, me and my staff. And yeah, it's just bringing everybody together to make sure we have a successful season. But also, I'm calm, I'm confident, I'm reassured that this situation will be resolved as quickly as possible.
You can really feel the positive atmosphere out here on the pitch, even just in the evenings watching the World Cup, boys playing cards. For you, and I've heard you out there in the training pitch as well, from what you see, you seem like you're really convinced in the group of lads you've got here that we can go on and have a really strong season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I was really excited to work with this group of players before coming here. And yeah, the way that they've performed in the last few weeks and the information that they've taken on, it's been really encouraging for us. We've had some really positive reactions from them. They played the game already, and some of the stuff that we tried to put into their game come out on a number of occasions. Yeah, so it's just getting into good habits and good behaviours now, because that's what's going to underpin our principles and the way that we play this season. So really excited, an honest group as well. So that always helps, and yeah, we've just been really impressed so far with everything.
Two people that have come in alongside you that have seemed to really have a positive influence so far are Gunts and Huts. Can you just talk a little bit more about the two of them, why you wanted to bring them in, and what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, I've played with Gunts as a player throughout my career for many years, but I always knew he was destined to go on and become a great coach as well. And the way that he is, he understands it from the player's perspective. He's really detailed and has a great energy about him as well in his coaching style, and the way they see the game as well. The way he sees the game is exactly the way that I see the game. So also with Huts, I've been fortunate enough to have been starting my coaching journey, with the Cardiff 18s, and seeing the way that he works, and I was blown away by his detail and the way that he sees the game, and the way that he can transform that onto the grass. And yeah, I think they're great additions for us, and so far, yeah, I think the boys are really bought into them.
We spoke to Gunts this week, and he said because you two have had such a long relationship that he might be able to have a debate with you a little bit more about certain things on the pitch. Have you had any of those instances yet?
Yeah, I mean, look, you need that. You need to be challenged, and certainly I get that from my staff. So yeah, ultimately it's going to be my decision, but you need to be challenged. You don't want to just somebody there just being there for the sake of it. So yeah, we've definitely had some heated debates over the years, but yeah, it's healthy.
Good. And in terms of the staff that were here when you came in, I'm thinking the likes of Pricey and Hacks, and there's many others that are here as well. What have you made of the influence that they've got out there in the training pitch and in the group as well?
Yeah, well, me and my staff, and obviously the way that I see the game, we're all aligned on there. But Pricey I've known for a number of years, obviously played alongside him. Hacks as well, really excited to come and work with him, and seeing how he sees the game, which is aligned with the way that we see the game. But also, I think what's really important with them two guys, especially Hacks as well, is that they've been at the club for a very long time, and they have a really deep understanding of the club. So for me, coming in only for a few weeks, that's really important for me to sort of lean on them from that aspect, and to really get that connection with the club. So yeah, been really important. But not just them two, the whole staff in general. There's really good staff here who I've been really impressed by, and there's a real togetherness already forming.
Yeah. Only a couple of days left here. I know you've got a game on Friday between the group. And then when we get back, it almost starts to feel real, doesn't it? Pre-season games will begin. You'll start getting into a flow of Tuesday, Saturday. Looking at those games you've got coming up, what are you hoping to get out of those, starting with Aldershot on Tuesday?
Yeah, listen, this has given us a great opportunity for the first few weeks to really, from a physical perspective, but also to try and get into the team, our principles, our habits, and try and, drip feed them over in little doses over the first few weeks. But now then, when these games are coming in, this is a real opportunity for us now against good opposition to really show that we're making progress. It is a process, but we're fully aware that we need to be delivering as well in that process. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to having these competitive games. Like you said, it makes it feel a lot more real, and yeah, I just can't wait to get started from that side of things.
Yeah, and then the season, the league games, the cup games will be round in a few weeks' time as well. I'm not going to ask you about targets for the season, but how high do you think the ceiling can be from what you've seen so far in your first couple of weeks?
Well, like I said, really excited to work with this group of players before I came here, and that doesn't change. the way that I see the game and the way that I want to play the game, I feel like that's the best way of winning football matches. And that's with and without the ball, how we look. So yeah, we're not just going to go out there and try and attack. Like, we need to be really good without the ball as well, and how that looks like, and how we look like behind the ball. So, but we feel like that's the best way to win football matches, and the boys have really bought into that in the first few weeks. And the principles and the behaviours that we've shown them, they've already bought into it. And there's so many good clips so far of the boys doing what we've asked of them. So this is just the beginning, and I'm really excited now what we can do over the next 3 or 4 weeks before the season starts.
Really looking forward to it. Aaron, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.